But for now, it's back to equities and back to corporates. BEML is the company that we are putting the spotlight on this morning. Now, the stock is down about 15 to 18% over the last 1 year. Q2 numbers of the company were below estimates. However, BEML has said in the past that it's expecting full-year revenues to grow between 15 to 20% for the current year, FY26. So will that really happen? Well, let's discuss this and more with Mr. Shantanu Roy, Chairman and Managing Director of BEML. Mr. Roy, thank you for joining in. First of all, season's greetings to you. I'm hoping you're getting set to wind down the year in a good way. But, if we talk about the performance, and I don't think we've had a very detailed conversation after the second quarter. So let's just go over. Now, the issue is, I think, execution. There's absolutely no problem with the order inflow for BEML. Every month, every quarter, we keep looking at more and more order wins. But the execution has been lacking, which is why year on year, Q2, there was hardly any growth. Margins are flat. So will you be able to achieve this objective of 15 to 20% top line growth and 150 basis points margin improvement, which is what you had highlighted for the full year? Will that happen?
Hi, good morning. You very rightly pointed out, that order inflow is not a problem. Now, let us look at, before I move on to the growth in terms of the top line and the margins, let us analyze and understand how the capital goods sector, which has certain elements of gestation period, how it works. So order inflow, absolutely, we are bang on target. And I expect in the next 3-4 months also, we will have some good order inflows, and we should be ending the year 31st March 2026 on a pretty decent number as far as order book is concerned.
Can you give us some numbers there as well? Because that's the best part, right? Because your order wins are so good across, public infrastructure, transportation, and of course, defense. So let's get the good part out of the way. Then we'll come to the challenging part. So you're likely to end this year with the order book roundabout where?
It should be 20,000 plus.
20,000 crores of an order book, end of FY26. Fantastic, sir. So now let's come to the execution. Why is not execution picking up?
Execution is picking up. It's not correct to say that execution is not picking up. Execution is picking up. Now let us look at how the capital goods industry operates. Especially now we have 3 diverse verticals. Where mining and construction is a very fast turnaround vertical, whereas the rail metro and the defense, it has a longer gestation period. When we started the year, we had 14,610 crores of orders, to be precise. Currently, if we look at a 20% growth margin, that is what we are aspiring for, we have the orders except a small chunk of orders, maybe 200 crores, which we expect from the mining construction and which will be executed in the current year. So for executing, for achieving the 20% growth in top line, we have all the orders in place. And it is another good thing is that they are all executable in the current financial year, especially in the rail and metro and in defense. As far as mining is concerned, in the balance period, we expect at least 1,000 crores of order inflow, out of which some 200 crores is required for execution in the current financial year for us to achieve the 20% top line. Now, why it has been flat? There are some reasons. The rail and metro orders that we received and which are now cleared for execution in the current financial year, up to the first half, that is the first 2 quarters, there were challenges in supply chain. The Bangalore Metro, which we rolled out 4-5 days back, we could have done it in the month of September itself, but some of the key supply chain partners, they could not deliver because of certain rejections. Same happened with the supply chain for defense as well. I've been already communicating that indigenizing the key critical components and aggregates, it is taking time to stabilize. And now we are at that stage where almost 90% stabilization has happened. So that's the reason we are quite upbeat that in defense, we will be able to execute our target, what we have planned this year.
So, sir, your supply chain, so just to understand this, the supply chain issues that you have highlighted in the past, you're saying that in the second half, most of them are resolved. Are you on track for 20% revenue growth this year?
We should be. Yes.
Okay.
And margin improvement of 150 basis points, right, Mr. Roy?
If we have a 20% growth in top line, then margin improvement, 150 basis points definitely is going to happen. And now, as far as the supply chain is concerned, we have some critical component suppliers. As I said, 90% stabilization has happened. And in the next 2 to 3 months, it will be, we will reach 100% stabilization. And 25-26 will be the year when our supply chain would have stabilized. As far as the metro is concerned, this month itself, we are also planning to roll out the second metro of the for the Bangalore project. And we will be completing the 63rd train in the current financial year for the Mumbai. And we also expect to at least deliver 6 to 7 more trains for the Bangalore metro in the current financial year. Okay. Again, we could have done more had the supply chain supported us in the metro. In the metro, the supply chain is still to, for the Bangalore project, the supply chain is still to stabilize. Otherwise, we could have done maybe at least 4 or 5 more trains in the current financial year. Okay. So, the supply chain challenges will always be there. Okay. And we are on target to resolve those issues. Right. And that is one of the major bottlenecks for the execution, if I may say that. Otherwise, the company's focus is fully on execution. But another thing we must look into is, what is a normal execution? Normal execution is around 30% of the total order book, generally as a thumb rule. So if we end the year at 20,000 plus, so 25-26 should, 26-27 should see a further growth. That's why we are also focusing on the order book pipeline. Okay. Because most of our projects, the big projects are coming from the rail and metro and from the defense, and which have a gestation period of at least 2 years. Yes. So we have to build an order book pipeline so that there is a sustained growth. Got
it. Just to confirm that point, but you're confident as of now that 20% revenue growth will be achieved this year, right, sir? Because you said that the margin improvement will be possible if there is 20% growth. So is there a risk to that 20% growth, or you're pretty confident?
We are pretty confident.
Good.
And, okay. The third quarter should be much better.
Got it. All right.
We are nearing the end of the third quarter, so it should be much better.
Got it. All right. So good to hear.
It should give an indication. It should give an indication.
Okay. Good to hear, sir. So we're bracing for a better showing in quarter 3, and you're confident about the year. Since you spoke about railway, I just wanted to ask you, what's the update on the Mumbai Railway Vikas Corporation tender? What kind of revenue, profitability estimates you're expecting? I ask you this because the total contract value, I believe, has been reduced to around 21,000 crores. Early expectations will be around 30,000 crores. So what are the expectations for BEML?
No, the contract value has not been reduced.
It's not been reduced. What is it, sir?
It is still 2,856 cars, that is 238 rakes. And the 21,000 crore that you're talking about is the car price, right? And there is a 35-year maintenance also. So when we talk about the total order book, it is, as a thumb rule, the car price into 2.04 a factor, yes. We can use a 2.04 factor. So that is a pretty big order. As far as margins are concerned, you see that the tender is already out. It's a competitive bidding, and there are a lot of competitors. So on the margin estimates, it will not be correct on my part, to talk about the margin estimates at this stage.
So broadly speaking...
So pricing is a strategy, cost is a reality.
That cost is a reality indeed. So broadly speaking, this order book, our colleague Ria, who tracks the company very carefully, she points out that I think earlier you had indicated that your order book could actually be even higher than 20,000. It could be maybe 22 to 23,000 crores. So I don't know if that's a bit of a scale down. And also just give us a breakup. As you end the year, how much of this order book is defense? How much is going to be, transportation? What will be the nature of this order book as you look at the next year?
If I look at the current order book, it is 65% rail and metro, 30% defense, 5% mining. But again, mining is not very important to have a residual order book. And if we end the year at 20,000 plus, I can see it will be around 70%, more than 70% will be rail and metro. That is a mobility and transportation. around 25% will be defense and 5% will be mining.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, sir. Great speaking with you, and more questions later, perhaps in the new year. All the best of luck, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful new year.
To you too and your team as well. Thank you very much.